Good? Yeah. You hear this song? Sounds like on hold music, doesn't it? Thanks for calling. Your call is very important to us. No, what this is a song called Feels So Good by Chuck Mangione. I don't know if some of you know it. It was a big hit back in December of 1977. Big hit for Chuck Mangione. It was probably his only hit. But back in 1977, I was 19 years old. And I worked at Record World in the South Shore Mall in Bay Shore. I was a big rock and roll fan, and I loved working there. And being 19 years old and working at a record store, that was like the coolest job a 19-year-old kid could have. But you know, I wasn't really cool. I thought I was cool. I was a rebellious. This is about the time I like to call my "I dare you to like me" stage. That's what it was. I was like, you know, because all the other kids were listening to like Led Zeppelin and The Who and disco, and not me. And this guy, I was listening to punk rock. Yeah, I was like a Ramones fan. I know it's hard to imagine, but it's true. And I was spending my weekends at CBGB's. I wasn't listening to this crap. I wasn't. I hated it. I hated it with a passion. I was really mean about it too. I would like yell at people for buying the wrong records. I was a real snob. That's all right. So I'm working here as 19 years old, and one day the manager comes up and says, "Guess what? Chuck Mangione is coming to our store for an in-store visit." Now that was a big thing. He's going to come in, he's going to sign albums, he's going to meet and greet the fans. It was an exciting thing. I could care less, but you know, if everybody else was excited. And you know, we put up signs, Chuck Mangione's coming to promote his album, Feels So Good. We had a cardboard stand-up, about life size, in the front of the store. And the only thing they told us was he was going to be in the store sometime between 12 and 3. They didn't give us an exact time. We didn't know. Sometime between 12 and 3, Chuck Mangione was coming on Saturday. So Saturday comes around, and the manager comes up to me, and me being the new kid on the block, he says, "All right, it's your job to man the stereo." I'm like, okay, you're in charge of the music. I'm thinking, great, I'm going to put on some Ramones. It's not what he meant. It was my job to play this song over and over until Chuck Mangione showed up. Because that was the rule. God forbid Chuck Mangione comes in the store and this song's not playing. We don't know anything about this guy. He could be a diva, he can go out of his mind. We don't know. This song had to be playing. So from 12 o'clock, it was my job to... Now this is the old days. This isn't like you kids with your CD players. Where you get to press a button for repeat and it plays over and over. You didn't have that. No, I had to sit at the stereo and put the song on and wait for it to finish, and when it was finished, pick it up, put it back to the beginning, and play it again. And I wasn't allowed to leave my station. I couldn't go to the bathroom, I couldn't eat, I had to play that song, and I was starving. And one of the guys I worked with said, "I'll go get you a sandwich." He went and got me a tuna fish sandwich, all right? And it was the worst tuna fish sandwich I ever had. I wasn't feeling so good after eating this tuna fish sandwich. But I had to play Feels So Good over and over. So I'm playing the record, 1:30, people are coming in. Is Chuck Mangione here yet? No, he's not here yet. He'll be here soon. Just hang around. We didn't have cell phones. You couldn't find out where the guy was. You just had to wait for him to show up. 2 o'clock, no Chuck Mangione. I'm still playing the song. 2:30, no Chuck Mangione. 3 o'clock, no Chuck Mangione. 3:30, people are still coming in. Where is he? We don't know. He's on his way, but we got to keep playing the song. 3:45, the manager comes back and says, "We just heard from Chuck Mangione's bus driver. Apparently there's some snow and ice out there, and they're stuck on the Belt Parkway, but they're on their way. They'll be here soon." 4:30, no Chuck Mangione. 5 o'clock, 5:30. 5:45, finally, Chuck Mangione walks in to a screaming crowd of 7 people. Everybody gave up. But yeah, he signed the records, you know, he did the meet and greet, said hello to people. He was there about a half an hour. The song is still playing. Finally, he gets up and he comes over to me and he says, "Excuse me, why do you keep playing the same song over and over? I said, well, they told us to play this song. Feels so good. It's your song, isn't it? He said, yeah, it's my song, but you could play the whole album. The album is called Feels So Good. You could play the whole, and even turn it over and play the other side. I said, I didn't know that. They told me to play this song from 12 o'clock until you got... He said, you've been playing this song since 12 o'clock? 7 hours? You've been playing this song? I said, yeah, that's what they told us to do. He said, you must be sick of this song playing at this song. I was like, I was sick of this song at 11:30. Like I said, dare you to like me stage. I didn't care. And all of a sudden, he just starts laughing. He thought it was hilarious. He said, this is the funniest thing. We were stuck on the Bell Parkway. I didn't think we would get here. You made my day. Can I get you something to eat? Would you like a tuna fish sandwich? I said, anything but a tuna fish sandwich. And we had a good talk. It turns out, I had a Ramones button on. It turns out Chuck Mangione was a Ramones fan. He liked the Ramones. This kind of music, he liked the Ramones. And he said, do you ever go to CBGB's? I go to CBGB's all the time. He said, and your name is Steve? I said, yeah. He says, well, why don't they just call you Stevie GB? So it was Chuck Mangione that gave me my name, Stevie GB. And he was a nice guy. He turned my life around because I didn't want to be that nasty SOB. Well, I still was, but it lasted for that day. And he even gave me a record. He signed the record. He wrote, Stevie GB, sorry you had to play that song so long. And I hope you feel better. Chuck Mangione. That's my story. Thank you very much.
Stevie GB, that's where your name comes from? He has a regular name, like a real regular name, I think, that's not Stevie GB. But I think Stevie GB could just stand here and smile and we would all start laughing. He's just a funny man. All right, so you've heard 4 stories. All the stories are true. One of the stories is entirely true, and the other 3 have some little things you're going to have to figure it out. And I think you have your work cut out for you because the stories were so rich, and there's so much in them, and whatever little fibs are put in there are really, really woven in pretty deeply. So I hope you have a little fun with that over the break. So Nick, my husband, has made you some coffee, and you've got hot chocolate or tea if you wish, and we have some candy that you can buy, and we'll see you in 10 minutes back here. All right? Okay. Thank you.
You never get this. Yeah?
Well, I do, but I just usually don't. I usually try not to.
I got to grab on the same old phone. Oh my God. I was crying. No, you're You know what? I have a daughter. I'm like moving me because like I hope I have that similar like supervisor.
Beautiful work. And the
So proud of both of you, really. Gives you hope for the future.
I know.
Good for you. Hey, you know Kayla Stockard? Oh, you do? All right, great. Yeah, she's been in a couple of my variety shows as Kayla Star, and they're doing as Kayla. She's a great singer. She goes to Sable High School. I think she's like a senior.
She graduated, yes.
Oh, she did already?
Yes.
So you know Kayla, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your story was great. Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
No shit.
No shit. Well, I sit there and I go like this. I'm so glad. All right, so we had a great night. Oh my God. Really? This was just who had the coach, really was fired and then rehired. That one, like, never lost.
Was that the first time you did this? Oh, good for you.
Never lost. I've done it before. I've done it. I said, don't ask me. Get over it. You. I love your story. I know it is. But I would never do it. I would like to do it now. So her I know myself.
I don't even know if it was cheating, really. That I broke in my hand and you are done.
Don't tell me. I feel like don't tell me. Oh my God. Which one's better? I'll get up.
So here's what's going to happen. You guys sit down, plan that. I shall continue to start now to play this thing going. And I went out and writing everything down in my presentation, my short story, and then I made the storytelling structure.
I didn't know where you got
I tied it back in there. This is why I wanted to tell it because I was like, I married you.
I got one. I give you a and I think it's probably the blow ninth graders who are going to go up here, you know, like I'm sorry. Well, she said right, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, well now she's got plans, you know, so we'll have, you know, June comes and stuff like that. So you guys can pop in, you know. They can see that you really can do this. Oh no, you were able to do clarity. Right. Well, that's it too, because it's the most terrifying kind of student psychologist, you know, and then, with speech from the heart. Oh, well, right, yeah, absolutely. And also the hat. Right, well, the other two is right, because it has to have shape. And so, right, it's not just hanging out. It's got to have time. Features, right?
That's go out.
No.
It's going to be a psychiatrist having had the experience of the process.
Yeah, no, but you know what? I was here, but I don't follow the book Jeff much, and I didn't realize like on a Saturday night there's no place to walk. So I was driving around up and down these hills trying to find some place. I found a little parking lot that said residents only. I said, I'll go to my park, so give me tickets. But yeah, I was running for about almost 20 minutes. But I'm glad that, yeah, I ended up so glad it started late. And when I got here, just about finished. Great. Wow. You felt great. You did that? No, so natural. You know, I mean, I don't mean natural like telling a story naturally. I mean natural to be up there. You know, like you were so comfortable, photogenic, you know, and all this stuff.
While shooting or as a result of that?
I don't know if I know you.
Watch the game.
Well, nice to meet you. Thank you.
No, I'm good.
Very precious partner.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Phenomenal.
I really want to thank you for sharing this. Thank you for asking me. Both in your own way. Very crazy.
We need that song in our heads. Okay, maybe not like
Work out the years now, really, and it's amazing how each one of you, my kids go through certain things, one way, so it's just like, okay, I'm just to be here to be happy. Fantastic, really, thank you. Very, very good sharing.
Don't feel like old souls.
Yeah, that's okay.
Heard that before, I'm sure, but
Yeah, that was
He was like,
she turned to me and said, we're supposed to be having fun with tears. Like,
we're supposed to be having some fun.
you guys aren't
Well, that's what's always amazing.
That's what I wanted to remind her. I wanted to have some sort of right. It was great. You know, I didn't even, her and I had a different people didn't even know that.
well, it's great. Even your body, like, very comfortable. And it's not easy to do jumping up on the stage. It's not. You've done it, yeah. Yeah, we told stories and
We've been there, and it's
blew it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did two good ones with them.
no, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. No, stop.
Now they do.
My daughter, she's gone.
psychiatric center, my rights were taken away in the hospital. I thought I was doing the right thing by bringing her. She's not understanding words, and I'm like, okay, this is what you do, right? This is what parents do. And next thing I know, it's like, the rights were taken away. She's taking her to, and I'm like, what do you mean you do? You're gonna fight with us? We'll team do it. And she ended up profoundly working through, not at the time, but just
Kitty Mac,
and now she's 17 and wants to be a psychiatrist. And I'm like, okay, she writes profoundly, and so I'm exposed to writing, and it's just amazing. It's really amazing. And so
I would have never in a bajillion years thought of it. It was a work in progress for so long. Definitely was still painful.
we don't have it yet.
And then she wanted it down. The fun of it was working. And I was thinking, think about it.
It's a different experience for them, and what you're giving them.
And I love that I was my mother loved her. She was very religious. My room was never my I didn't get to my table.
Thank you so much.
And I didn't like that. I mean, even though it was
Great job.
it's always, it always happens. It's going to happen now.
No, I'm their teacher.
My mother has actually said
Get some cooks in it. I'm going to say hi to Ryan.
and everybody knows their own space. He's going to change your chair. But I said, that's what I she got
This is Thank you. Well, welcome back, everybody. I guess you're all. I can feel the turbocharge from the caffeine. That coffee press coffee leaves a lot of the good stuff in there. So, see you in the morning because you're going to be up running around all night. Yeah, this is our second half, and I think I speak for all the storytellers when I say, I know that I misled you. Those phony lines I fed you are tearing me up inside. You shouldn't have to wonder. I want to help you understand the lies we tried to hide. I'm open for questions. Let's work it all out. I'll wipe away all of your doubt. Full disclosure is what I'm about, so I want you to grill me. Just drill me with your questions. Drill me. Whatever it takes, let the truth come to light. Whatever it takes, we can make it all right. Whatever it takes, we might be here all night. I know that you know it will thrill me. Interrogation will fulfill me. Grill me. Welcome back to the second half, everybody. Okay, this is the part of the game where you will get to ask all those burning questions that you have